Welcome back to another video, another edition brought to you by your one and only literary Pharaoh. Morning talk time or morning workout talk. Talk. Well, yeah, man, I had another good workout this morning. Ate well last night. Ate well yesterday, not last night actually, but yesterday evening. And again, my eating regimen is not to eat anything during my work day. My first time eating is usually when I get home during the work week. So let's say Monday through Friday, the first time I eat is usually after 4 o'clock. Between 3 and 5 o'clock is when I'm eating for the first time during the day. That's during the work week. Okay, I don't eat lunch at work. I don't eat. Now, you guys may be asking, why do you do that? But if you guys have been keeping up with my videos, you know I do. It's not even called intermittent fasting. I hate using that term because I'm not fasting. I'm eating the way I'm supposed to eat. I'm eating the way that human beings are supposed to eat. We understand that dogs, pets, all sorts of animals usually only eat once a day. We're the only creatures that stuff our fucking faces multiple times a day, and we wonder why we're so obese. Well, the food industry loves that because the more we consume their products, the richer the food industry gets. They can add all sorts of preservatives and chemicals in the foods to preserve them, to give them a longer shelf life, and to keep you guys going in there buying your typical routine poisons. And you wonder why you have the sicknesses you have: inflammation, diabetes, rashes, eczemas, pimples. All that stuff is due to what we're eating because there are chemicals in the foods. Now, two people may eat the same kind of foods, and the results and the symptomatic responses from those two people may be different based upon their internal makeup or based upon their biochemistry. So you have to factor that in. It's not a one-size-fits-all approach, but the one size that fits all is that when you ingest a toxin, you better believe that your body is going to have a response. Overstimulation, oversensitization, and the body and try to push those things out, enzymes, all right, being secreted to push the toxin out, becomes an inevitable response from your body because the body is made to push out toxins. Your body is a cleansing machine. Think of your body as a laundry machine. It's consistently washing and cleaning and purging the things out that it does not need, in conjunction with good bacteria and bad bacteria. All right, so that's how I eat, and people are always amazed. They're like, man, how do you have so much energy? That's how I have so much energy. I don't drink energy drinks. Those are the worst things you can drink. Do not drink energy drinks. You have to manufacture your energy from your own source. What do I mean from your own source? Meaning from you. You are an electrical field of energy. You possess the electrical charges to emit or generate your own type of energy, but you have to fuel yourself with the right foods in order to have that happen. Going in there getting a quick fix, a temporary fix to your problem, is not the solution. It only actually makes you weaker because it affects your ATP. ATP is what generally is where your energy is stored in your mitochondria. But what sugar does, because energy drinks are just riddled with sugar, it just gives you a surface level of a jolt. But in actuality, it's robbing and stripping away your ATP. It's weakening your mitochondria, which actually makes you more tired and weaker. So therefore, because your mind, the leptin and the ghrelin, the synergistic relationship between the two hormones, they're like, hold on, I need more. I'm weaker. So that's why you have people who do start drinking energy drinks. They become addicted to the energy drinks. Not an addiction like a drug, but they feel like, oh, it works. But that's psychosomatic. You think it's working because when you do take it, for that brief moment in time, temporarily, you do get a jolt of energy. But that's not true energy. That's just a jolt of energy. You're getting robbed of your true energy source, which comes from your mitochondria, because it's impacting your ATP. And when that happens, you're actually making yourself more tired over time, therefore making you more, I don't even want to use the word addicted, making you more dependent upon the energy drinks. 5 Hour Energy, Monster, all that stuff. Those things cause heart attacks. They cause heart attacks. people often wonder why Kevin Samuel, if you guys know who that is, that's the guy that used to give advice to men on not simping on women and stuff like that. People wonder how he died so abruptly. Energy drinks. He always drank that shit. He died of a heart attack. I mean, there are a lot of people who walk around, they look healthy, they look like they're fine, but they're not fine. Internally, they're not fine. And you're going to find out that people are not fine when you find out that they're either dead or they're admitted to a hospital because they're trying to remedy an ailment. So that's what I do. And I really only eat once a day. And I'm not really eating like large. I'm not eating like a huge meal. And you see, that's the thing that's mind-boggling. That yet I still go to the gym, I still lift weights, I still do cardio, I still do HIIT workouts, but yet I'm not eating a lot of food. But then the question is, well, how do you have energy? That's how I have energy, because my body is in a constant mode of survival. But that's a good thing, because our ancestors that existed before us, our predecessors, what they did, they had to get up and hunt. Their bodies was consistently in flight or fight. Okay, they were always on edge because food was at a premium. It wasn't just laying around like it is today, where we can just buy anything. You know, so we've become the farm. We are the fatted chickens on the farm that are just being fed slop as we just continue to get fat and end up looking like lard over time. So that's why people look the way they look. That's why the majority of Americans are obese. That's why a lot of people, this guy in front of me is annoying the hell out of me. I don't know if you guys can hear his music. He has like, he must have speakers in his trunk and you can hear the rattling noise. I just happen to be behind this idiot. I wish I could just move away. I hope you guys are not hearing that. If you are, I'm sorry about that. I can't do anything about that noise. But I'm hearing it. It's really bothering me. I'm gonna let him get ahead of me. And hopefully I'll let somebody cut me off so I can. Okay, he stopped the music. He's probably changing the track. But yeah, that's how I eat. I don't count calories. And then when I do eat, I'm eating things that are plant-based. I'm eating nuts, almonds, Brazilian nuts, pumpkin seeds, blueberries, grapes, vegetables that I make. Like, I just keep it simple. It's really not that hard, guys. Like, you just have to make up your mind to do it. And you know, a lot of people say it's easier said than done. Actually, it's not actually easier said than done. It's easier said and it's easier done. It's just about doing it. It's like making the attempt. You've already put yourself in a state of defeat when you're telling yourself, oh my God, it's going to be so hard. And hell, once you tell yourself that, why try? Fix your mind to say, I can do this, and then do it. You know? I'm trying to get the hell out of this lane because I'm tired of hearing this guy's music, but I can't for some reason. Okay, yeah. Thanks, guy. Yeah, so that's how I eat. And people are like, oh man, how do you do it? My body's used to it. I've trained I think when you first start something that you're not used to, it's gonna take more effort than it would a person like me who's been doing it for years. So, you know. And people think that, oh, I'm so tired, I need to eat. Eating is gonna make you more tired. Because when you eat, most of the foods that Americans eat, because we're huge meat eaters, most of the foods we eat are riddled in there. They have tryptophan. Tryptophan is a chemical that makes you sleep. It induces sleep. And that's when you have people who've eaten, they kind of lay back, they're kind of like just relaxing. That's because they've ate a large meal. And after they eat, the body has to put you in a state of ease so it can generate enough energy to start breaking down those foods. Chemical digestion. Mechanical, you chewed the food, you broke it down, it goes into your stomach. All right. Now the chemical process begins. And in order for the chemical process to function at its optimal capacity, it needs to put you in a state of ease. And that's why when you do eat, you're actually a little bit more tired, but not tired in a bad way. It's a good way. Like, eating is relaxing, but when you're eating at the right time and when you're eating the right foods, but most of the foods we eat are just high and packed with sugar. So we're definitely going to feel the sugar decline. You have the sugar rush, and then you come down immediately from that sugar high. That's why I told you guys earlier about the energy drinks. It's a temporary high, but it's actually making you more tired because, again, it's impacting your mitochondria. Yeah. Try not to wake up and eat in the morning. I know it's hard. I know, because everyone is used to gotta eat my breakfast. But again, if you break down the word breakfast, all it means is break fast. You're breaking your fast. You guys may ask, what fast, literary Pharaoh? Well, while you're sleeping, you're fasting because you're not eating. Well, let's say you get 6 to 8 hours of sleep, right? For that 6 to 8 hours of sleep, you're not eating. So that's considered fasting. But when you wake up and you eat in the morning, you've broke that fast. So when people tell me you don't eat, they're like, oh, I'm going to eat later. I'm going to eat my breakfast. They're like, breakfast? That's not breakfast. That's later on in the afternoon. That's more like lunch. Well, I don't believe in breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I just believe in breaking your fast. Once you eat once a day, you've broken your fast. So you're only supposed to be eating breakfast, one meal a day. Or you can snack you can snack a little bit later, but snacks have to be foods that are rich in fiber, that are gonna make you feel fuller, and also that are packed with antioxidants. You have to eat the right foods and treat foods like they're medicinal. Foods are not supposed to be pleasurable, against popular belief. I know that that's not the way we were raised. We were raised to believe that food is supposed to be pleasurable. It's not supposed to be pleasurable. But that's the problem with society. We seek pleasure. We don't seek happiness. Eating right and having good health equates to happiness. Seeking pleasure all the time can get you into addictions, and it can get your body really messed up if you think about it, because most foods that are riddled with sugar do give dopamine, which actually gives you pleasure. So that's why a lot of the times when you're stressed out at work and let's say you're stuck in traffic, the first thing you want to do is go reach for a chocolate chip cookie or donut, or you want something sweet because you want something to kind of mitigate the emotions you have and make you feel better because you're in a state of stress. And stress also makes you fat too, because it releases cortisol. It's a protective mechanism. The body automatically puts itself in protective mode. It actually starts to secrete more fat around your butt area and around your waist area. Yeah, and then stress also causes you to eat poorly, because we are all emotional eaters. I am too. We all are. But I have to fight that urge, no matter how stressful my day may be. If I may have an urge to go for something sweet, but I'll think about it and be like, okay, I know what this is. I'm not doing it, because I know what it is. A lot of you guys don't know why you're eating what you're eating, but once you have the knowledge behind why you're eating what you're eating, once you come to that acknowledgement, then you can make the decision to say no to it. But when you're just impulsively reacting, all right, due to the neurological receptors in your brain, particularly the sympathetic nervous receptors, because we're all chemically charged, and our bodies are yearning for certain chemicals. But you can get certain things through a better avenue. So if you are craving sweets, just eat grapes, eat an apple, get a mandarin or an orange. They have sugars in them, but at least these sugars have the fiber on it, which is a better way to consume sugar, even though all sugars share the same molecules, but they're not all digested equally based upon the route you take to consume the sugar. So you really have to pay particular attention to that and be very mindful of that. And furthermore, Don't beat yourself up, you know, when you do not eat right and just say, oh my God, I can't do it. No, acknowledge that you're not doing the right thing and just move on and just say the next day I'll do better. Like, don't wallow in your mistakes, because then it starts to override your conscience, and then you start to beat yourself up, and then once you beat yourself up, it's hard to recover. It's like kicking somebody while they're down. It's bad enough you feel bad that you've eaten bad today or yesterday, but get over it. Then just tell yourself, you know what, next day I'm gonna win. I'm gonna have a W. I'm not gonna have an L. I'm gonna have a winning eating day. I've had great practice of being disciplined with the way I eat, because at work, everyone's always eating. I've become so numb to it that it doesn't even bother me anymore. It never did bother me, actually. I don't know what I have. I don't know what you want to call it, but I have this. When I have my mind made up to do something, you're going to have to literally kill me not to do it. So, for instance, if I want to give up something, like if I put my mind to something and say I'm going to do this, no matter how hard it is, I'm going to do it. Because if I make my mind up to do it and I don't do it, the results of me not doing it is too painful for me to actually embrace or for me to encounter. So I'd rather overcome any obstacle, even if I don't engage in the obstacle 100% in a 100% perfect way, but at least I tried to do something that was very difficult to do. So when I started this journey of eating at certain times, it was just like, okay, F it, I'm gonna just do it. Everybody around me eating, I was like, okay. People are gonna get my lunch. You're gonna eat your lunch? No, I'm not eating. You're not eating your lunch? You're fasting? No, I'm not fasting. I just don't feel like eating. So over the years, I'm just so immune to it. And people say, how can you just sit here and not eat? Like, for instance, like my coworkers, they may say, let's all go out and eat, right? And we've had meetings sometimes outside the office where we may meet at a restaurant just for like social gathering. And I don't want to be the antisocial type, because I can easily just say, well, I'm not eating, I'm not going to go. But I still go to engage in conversation and talk. So I'll go, but I won't order anything. And people are like, man, you could just sit here and not eat while everyone's eating. I'm like, yeah, I've had a lot of practice. Over the years when I've been doing this in lounges and break rooms and lunch rooms, people have always been eating around me. Even when I'm driving on the road to work right now, there are people that are just stuffing their mouths driving in the car. So I'm always seeing people eat. So there's not like, oh my God, they're eating something, I want to eat something. No, you have to be the controller of your own destiny and the controller of your own life. You can't let what others do dictate your goal or your plan. There was a stat that was taken by some psychiatric or psychological organization. I forgot the name. I don't know if it's American Psychiatric Association. I don't know who it was, but they said that the majority in the world, I don't know, I forgot the percentage. In the world, like the percentage of people that are unhappy was like I forgot the percentage. But then it said in America, the people that are unhappy is like 20-something%. But that's really high, though. That's a high number, because the world's statistic is extremely lower than America's statistic. So I think the world's statistic was like 5% of the world. I wrote it down somewhere. I'm in the car now. But it was astonishing when I saw that. I'm like, damn, like that's pretty pathetic. Yet everyone keeps talking about how America is the best country to live in. And yeah, it's the best country to live in if you're cheating people, if you have a business and you're overcharging people, if you're a capitalist, if you're waging economic warfare on peasants, if you have people that work for you and you pay them peanuts. Yeah, America is great for the elite, but it's not great for the common citizen, because all we do is do this, what I'm doing. Drive to work every day, pay bills. It's pretty a mundane existence. It's just, it's really hard to play the game. It's almost like a game of Monopoly. It's very difficult to climb the ladder of success. Once you're stuck in a particular field, especially if you have a family, you're pretty much tied down. I think people who don't, but that's what the society is trying to promote. It's trying to promote not having children. It's promoting selfishness, and it's promoting the love of money. Because a lot of people that I talk to, number one reason they don't want to have kids is too expensive, which is tied to money. And some of them just say, I want to live my life first before I have children. Live your life first. Why I waited to have children was finding the right mate. I was always ready to have kids at a certain age. I didn't think about the money part, but I'm not against anyone who's thinking about the money part, because there's a reality to that. Having children is expensive. I'm dealing with it now. Daycare costs, medical bills, hospital bills, pediatric care bills, whatever clothing, feeding them, the time it takes to take care of them. They're totally dependent upon you. Yeah, your life, once you have children, your life is your children's lives is your life, and your life is your children's lives. You guys become one. There's no you anymore. But I don't necessarily think that's a negative thing, though. I think you really truly find happiness in giving. You find sadness in taking. And that's the society we live in. We live in a society that promotes taking. We live in a society that says go seek your own pleasure. And that's why a lot of people are unhappy. Because that's not the remedy for joy. It's a remedy for a temporary fix, just like the energy drinks. It's temporarily to make you feel good when you take for your own personal pleasure. But when you're sacrificing and giving to others, whether it's your own child or whether it's to an elderly person, whether it's to your own grandparents, there's a sense of calm and ease that overtakes your aura, and it affects your spirit, man. You become satiated in terms of your emotion. You become satisfied. Because that's what we're meant to do. That's why we're called humans. We're supposed to be humane to one another. We're not supposed to be finding ways to take people's money. The IRS, the government, all these things that they do, these tax policies, these interest rates, the bankers, all that shit is just, it's illegal. It's evil. That's what makes this country hell. Because everything it does is antithetical to what provides happiness. They do everything in their power to provide sadness and stress, which has a ripple effect, because as more people are in debt and more people are stressed, they end up making poor decisions, poor health decisions, especially those that live in poverty-stricken areas. Black, brown, Latinos, they stay in areas that are poor, and all you're going to see around those areas are Popeye's chicken, KFC, Timmy Chan's, all the foods that kill you. And what do people do? They go to those places because economically those foods are a little bit cheaper. It's cheap. Dying is not really expensive. To die is cheap. Living is the hard part. Finding things that are gonna elongate your life, your lifespan, and give you a healthy life while you're alive on this planet. You gotta find that. It's a journey. It's a path you have to take, and it's not easy because everything around you is riddled with death. It's easy to find the things that kill you. It's easy to buying a Big Mac is cheap, but trying to find something that's healthy, maybe a little bit more expensive, and it may cost you your time. And that's the thing. It's not even that it's more expensive, because there are a lot of things that are healthy that are not really expensive, but it's just, are you going to take the time to look for it? Number one. Number two, are you going to take the time to cook it? A lot of Americans don't have time to cook. They said 33% of them, no, God, I can't remember these statistics. 33% of Americans don't know how to cook. And I think the number is actually higher, because people think that if they boil an egg, that's cooking. That's not freaking cooking. You just put egg inside water that's boiling. That's not cooking. So it depends on what the definition of cooking is. What does that definition actually entail? And if you break down the definition of cooking, we're talking about cooking something from scratch, not throwing something in the microwave or getting something that's already prepackaged and all you got to do is heat it up. That's not cooking. You're making a bowl of oatmeal is not cooking, in my opinion. But anyway, that's the society we're living in. That's why more women don't know how to cook. Women in the past didn't know how to cook. You know, if you find a woman today that knows how to cook and loves to do it, that's very rare in 2025. The Gen Z population, the Gen Z generation, those girls aren't cooking. Shit. Uber Eats, DoorDash, they're not cooking. Because this liberation thing of removing women from their traditional roles has been the aim of our culture, and nobody likes to have, you know, classified roles anymore. You know, to insert distinctions between the genders, and it's, I mean, biologically, just let's use common sense here. Biologically, we already have distinctions from a physiological perspective, from a biochemistry perspective. Women and men are wired differently. From a molecular perspective, from a hormonal perspective, we're different. So nature tells us that there's distinctions. So we have to allow those natural distinctions to manifest, not convoluted and say men can do what women do and women can do what men do. No, let's keep women feminine and keep men masculine. All right, but hey, what do I know, man? I'm just some African driving in a car. What the hell do I know? But those distinctions come at birth, and we need to respect the nature, respect the science. You know, women have a natural nurturing element in their DNA, and part of nurturing is cooking. It's taking care of somebody. Their body is a weapon, or should I say a tool, to sustain life. They can generate milk from their breast and feed a newborn. Men can't do that. The body is telling you what women are supposed to be doing. They're nurturers. They feed. They sustain life. They harbor life in their bodies. The placenta, the womb. But yet they come out, they forget that. And they get older. The culture and the generation indoctrinates and brainwashes the hell out of them, and then now they're like, hey, I don't need to cook. I don't need to do any of that. I just need to pursue my career. So in the society we live in, people have put career and money over everything. But I don't blame them. It's just, if you're raised in a strong household that teaches those traditional values, then you might have a fighting chance with a person that grows up in this era having that in their mental makeup, which will actually manifest themselves in the actions that they choose to take. However, if you just allow the culture to just indoctrinate you, then you're going to grow up thinking that, oh, this is the norm. I'm not supposed to cook. I'm not supposed to do that. I'm supposed to pursue my career. And it's no fault. I'm not blaming people. You just get swept in. You get swept in is sort of like getting swept into an avalanche. The storm is coming and it just engulfs you. And if you don't have a strong foundation to stand on, then you're gonna just get swept away with everybody else. But yeah. So I know I was all over the place with this talk. I'm gonna stop here. Been talking for about almost 30 minutes. And leave a comment, tell me what you guys think. Again, watch what you eat. And remember, your health is your wealth. It is. Chasing money and chasing all these things don't matter. Put all your energy into taking care of your temple, taking care of your body, taking care of your mind. True discipline is not chasing paper or chasing digital numbers to inflate your bank account. Yes, I'm not saying it's not important. Yes, money is important because we can't escape that. We need money to eat. We need money to pay our bills. We get it. But do not make that the priority of your life. You'll die chasing money. But if you chase taking care of your health, money becomes just something that's just there. But you're always going to have the energy and the mind to be creative, to pursue money the right way. But don't put the pursuit of money to be the primary objective of your life, because it's a trap. It's a trap. And the system knows that. The system knows that. All right, peace, guys. Till next time. And remember, your health is your wealth. All right, peace. Till next time. Bye.